To begin with, we're going to start to understand how we can navigate our primal responses and really go deeper in understanding fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. So, I really invite you to journey into self awareness as we explore embodiment and other holistic techniques that you can use to support you on this journey with understanding your fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And as we dive into the intricate dance of our primal responses. As women, as mothers, as men, even understanding these primal responses is an absolute game changer in how we navigate our everyday challenges that pop up in life. Anything from, the overwhelming demands of parenthood or the intricacies of work and relationships. So, we're going to have a look at the fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and begin by unraveling the nature of those responses. So, when we're faced with a perceived threat or our nervous system kicks into gear, that's when we activate one of these survival mechanisms. So, the fight response, this is a response that manifests as like aggression or confrontation. It's that surge of energy that propels us to like stand our ground and defend ourselves and our loved ones. Whereas flight mode, when this one is engaged, this is when the instinct to escape takes over. So we might experience the flight response, like that urge to run away. It's the urge to flee danger, whether it be physical or even just emotional. And freeze. So, freeze is another one of our primal instincts. And sometimes our body's defense mechanism is to just immobilize ourselves, like we just freeze, like a deer in headlights. Don't know if you've ever seen that, but sometimes a deer will just like get stuck. He'll just freeze in the middle of the road. um, and this freeze response often occurs when we feel overwhelmed or we feel that we're not able to cope with our situation at hand. And then we've got the fawn response. So, this is a lesser known response that involves people pleasing and appeasing other people, even if it's at our own expense. So, this is really leaning into understanding our yes no responses and standing tall in our sovereign brilliance. So, it's about prioritizing harmony and avoiding conflict. And sometimes this is to our detriment and our well-being if we are too far in the people pleasing mode and we don't actually honor what we want or what we need. So this one is not one of your traditional primal responses because it's not something that we had like genetically in us from our caveman days when we were like fighting for our lives and all those sort of things with fight, flight, and freeze. But fawn has really come about as we have started to live in like communities and really rely on that community aspect of being a human. So, recognizing your responses. So, this is all about awareness being your first step towards transformation. By tuning into your body, that's where you're able to tap into your body's wisdom, into its emotions, and we're able to recognize those subtle cues that come up in our bodies, signaling that we might be going into one of these responses or that we're already in one of these responses. So it might be a racing heart, it might be clenched fist. If you're in like a fight mode, you could become restless and have that urge to escape or retreat from, being in a certain situation around other people or whatever it may be. You might start to feel this like really numb, stuck feeling if you're in a freeze mode, or you have that tendency to over accommodate other people when you are in that fawn mode. So, regulating your body. Once we identify our response that we're in, the next critical step is learning to regulate our bodies and our emotions. If you have any questions, reach out. There is so many different ways that I can support you. There is one-to-one sessions, there's free PDFs and meditations that are provided on my website, and there is also courses that I offer as well.